You've seen all the tips and tricks on productivity. Everything from cold showers to morning journals to building the ultimate productivity system in Notion. The list seems never ending. What works for one person might not necessarily work for you. And while I have tried hundreds of productivity rituals over the years, this one stands out above the rest. You see, just like you, I am absolutely obsessed with productivity. And it's actually gotten to the point where people that work with me frequently ask me, so what 30-day challenge are you doing this month? I believe in becoming 1% better every single day, and that 1% will ultimately compound and make me one of the most productive people on earth. The problem, however, is sifting through the hundreds, if not thousands, of productivity tips and hacks out there. Everyone who is someone has a productivity hack, and then the rest just hop on the bandwagon and try and sell you the exact same thing under a different name. So back in 2021, I set out on a quest to find the ultimate productivity routine, or ultimately that just seemed to work for me. I had just undergone one of the worst years in my life, going through burnout and almost losing everything. My life seemed to have no meaning outside of work, and I truly felt trapped. So I ended up piling more and more productivity hacks on top of one another in hopes that through this I will unlock the ultimate set of productivity tools. But what ended up happening was the exact opposite. I would wake up at 4 a.m. and do a 10-kilometer run. Got back home and took a cold shower until about 6 o'clock. After this, I proceeded to write in my journal, and I also had a whole auto-suggestion routine lined up. Shout out to Napoleon Hill for that. I then proceeded to drink only black coffee and have my first meal at around 3 because I was doing intermittent fasting. Throughout all of this, my days were jam-packed with meeting after meeting, and then followed by stacks and stacks of paperwork. After all of this, I would get back home, eat dinner, and then continue working until about 10 o'clock, leaving me between 4 and 5 hours of sleep until I would repeat all of this again. I bet that sounded super productive, right? Wrong. I was an absolute mess. Doing this for months on end meant that I ultimately ended up burning out, and badly so. The problem here was that even though I was super busy, I wasn't really moving the needle on my productivity and my personal goals and objectives. And while all of these were great tips and hacks, none of them were truly productivity systems that helped me to stay on track even without thinking about it. I ultimately realized that stacking tens of productivity habits on top of one another is ironically unproductive. So I decided to cut all the BS and only focus on that which truly matters. This was moving the needle on my personal growth and objectives while doing more of what I love and spending more time with the people in my life that truly matter to me. What I ended up discovering in the process is one of the most productive systems that I have found and still implement to date. And this is what this video is all about. So without further ado, I call this productivity system the weekly review, and it does two things. The first portion of the weekly review looks back on the past week, and in this you will highlight key areas of improvement, things that went wrong that you could do better, and also things that went right that you'd want to double down on in future. The second portion of the weekly review is to take a week's look ahead and to then look at your week and everything that's planned, either delaying, delegating, or deleting that which does not move the needle on growth for you, and rather focusing on the things that line up with your core objectives to make sure that when you get busy, you are working on the right things. Now, in this portion of the weekly review, you will also look at the things that you saw as areas of improvement in the past week. So if you needed to get more sleep or attend less senseless meetings, then this is where you would apply that and make this your focus. This is also where you want to implement the things that you want to double down on to ensure that you are spending time on the right things and doing more of the things that truly drive you to productivity. I then proceed to align all of my daily to-do lists with these goals and objectives and ensure that what I work on in a day aligns with what I have set out for the week ahead. I personally use my handwritten notebook for this, but you are welcome to use any method you prefer. Now, as we draw closer to the end of this video, I actually want to set a challenge for you in saying that I challenge you to use and implement the weekly review for the next 30 days and decide for yourself how powerful a system it truly is. Now, what is even better is I have included a free link down below where you can download my weekly review template and see for yourself whether it truly works. Now, I would like to thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. If you found value, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more of my content in your feed, then please consider subscribing. And I would really appreciate that a lot. Now, if you're interested in finding out how you can align your weekly review with 2 other very powerful habits to form a productivity trio, then go and watch this video next.